Judges ready? Opponents ready? I will be beginning my time now. Today I will be debating on the con side of the resolution that the U.S. federal government should establish a maximum tuition that colleges and universities can charge while remaining eligible for funding via student loans, meaning that colleges and universities must stay under a certain price for anyone attending the school to be eligible for student loans, and at the time of its introduction, the proposed tuition limit will match the highest tuition price charged by any college or university in America. Years afterward, the limit will be pegged or linked to overall inflation. My framework will be cost-benefit analysis, meaning the winner of this debate should be decided by whoever presents more benefits over costs for their case. Contention 1. College is not the only choice. Subpoint A. For some jobs, college may not be the best choice. For example, according to thebestschools.org, you can get a lucrative paying job by going to trade school for $5,000 to $15,000 total for only 2 years, while college takes at least 4 years with $9,000 a year at the least. For some jobs, trade school is just better, faster, and cheaper, or in shorter terms, a benefit. And as I will show in subpoint B, more and more people are opening their eyes to this benefit. There is also the choice of going under a mentor, and it will give you experience in learning college can't. Subpoint B. With my subpoint 1A, it may seem like I am only talking speculation, but according to Forbes, the percent of adult learners that believe a college degree is worth it went from 77% to 59% since 2019. Also, the percent of those believing a college degree will help them get a good job went from 89% to 64%. On top of the declines in the value of higher education, and the population age demographic of traditional aged college students is going to drop by roughly 15% between 2025 and 2030. They even predict, given this information, it will keep declining for at least a decade. That is a lot of people opening up to the possibility that college is not the only thing out there, and I hope you can see that now too. With all the given information and the pros and cons I have already shown, and the more I have to show as well, I urge you to vote for con. Subpoint C. In a report issued by the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center, states that from fall 2019 and fall 2020, enrollment in higher education went down roughly 2.5%. Also, the 2008 Hamlet and Marcotte study, later confirmed by the Duluth study in 2012, shows that increased college tuition has an insignificant impact on student enrollment, and so this proposal would not help more people go to college, or it would not raise the student enrollment. Contention 2, degree devaluation. Subpoint A. Degree devaluation, also known as degree inflation, means that if everyone started going to college, then a degree would become less valuable. And when you go to an employer to get a job, you no longer have such a valuable education because everyone else has it. Imagine if everybody had a diamond, then a diamond becomes less valuable. This would make it so you have to get an even higher level of education to stand out. Plus, more education costs more money. That is one of the many costs of my opponent's proposal. Subpoint B. The reason a degree value would go down is that if everyone starts going to college and graduates, then there are so many jobs, and the rest would be forced to get a job that never required a degree in the first place. It's ironic, I know. It's like an oversaturation of supply and demand. To sum it up, my first contention was about how college is not the only choice. My second contention was about degree devaluation. My framework was cost-benefit analysis. Thank you for your time. I yield my time.
All right, we're going to go into our second constructive speech. I have 4 minutes on the clock. Begin when you're ready.
All right. Judges ready? Opponents ready? I will begin my time now. Hello, my name is Mia Johnson, and I will be arguing on the pro side of the resolution. The U.S. federal government should establish a maximum annual tuition that colleges and universities can charge while remaining eligible for funding via student federal loans. I believe that this debate should be judged using a two worlds analysis, meaning whichever debate presents the world with a better outcome should be awarded the win. My first contention is opportunity. Subpoint A. A maximum tuition would allow for opportunities for low-income students, as they would be more likely to be able to afford tuition for expensive and prestigious schools that choose to cap their tuition. Subpoint B. This diversion of federal funding could allow for said funding to go elsewhere, further providing possible opportunities. My second contention is school improvement. Subpoint A. As a tuition cap would allow for low-income students to attend historically expensive schools, this would diversify the student body of previously homogeneous colleges. Subpoint B. If schools with high tuitions lose federal funding, this newly freed up money could possibly be used for universities who are in greater need of the funding, allowing for them to better their own schools. My third contention is societal improvement. Subpoint A. With colleges lowering their tuition in order to meet federal requirements, more and more people could afford to go to college. This would in turn lead to a more educated public. Subpoint B. Many students choose colleges and majors other than their passion due to the high cost of going into the field that they are passionate about. With lower tuition costs, more students would be able to be educated and go into a career that they are passionate about, instead of only one that they can afford. As you can see, the pro world provides a world with more opportunity, better schools, and a better society overall in comparison to the con world. It is for these reasons why I urge you to cast your vote for the pro. Thank you, and I will end my time.
All right, we're going to go into a period of prep time now. I have 1 minute on the clock, beginning now. All right, that's the end of prep time. We're going to go into our first cross-examination. I have 2 minutes on the clock. Begin when you're ready.
Judges ready? Opponent ready? I'll be beginning my time now. Could you please repeat your second contention subpoint A?
Yes. Second contention subpoint A is that as a tuition cap would allow for low-income students to attend historically expensive schools, this would allow for diversification of the student body of previously homogeneous colleges.
Thank you. Wouldn't you agree that with this policy, there would be a degree inflation, making college degrees have less value?
No, I do not agree with that, seeing as there are real-world examples of degree inflation not actually existing. There are many, many countries with a high level of college education, such as Scandinavian countries, and all of those countries have stated that they do not increase degree inflation. There has been no real-world experience with degree inflation.
Thank you. How do you respond to the fact that an increased college tuition has been shown to have an insignificant impact on student enrollment, according to our first contention subpoint C?
While an increased tuition might not have an impact on student enrollment, a decreased tuition might in fact have a huge change within student enrollment. The fact of the matter is college is already so expensive that only the top % of individuals who can afford it. And when you increase it even more, that same top percentage of individuals are still able to afford it as compared with the majority of people who still cannot afford it.
Thank you. Don't you agree, though, that college is not for everyone?
Yes, I do agree that college is not for everyone. However, college is certainly for some people, and it is only fair that they have access to that college.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we are going to go into our second cross-examination. I have 2 minutes on the clock. Begin when you're ready.
All right, judges ready? Opponents ready? I will begin my time now. All right. Do you think high levels of education are beneficial to society?
Yes, I do. And I think that, yes.
Okay. Do you think it's important for people to be able to do what they're passionate about?
Yes, in some cases, but also not. Sometimes we need what's best for our world, and if people pursue other passions, then it will not benefit our society.
Okay. Do you think that the diversification of schools is beneficial?
Yes.
And then my final question is, do you think all students should have the same college opportunities regardless of financial standing?
Yes.
All right, those are all my questions, so I will yield the rest of my time. Thank you.
All right, we are now going to go into a period of prep time. I have 2 minutes on the clock, beginning now. All right, that's time. We're going to go into our first rebuttal speech. I have 4 minutes on the clock. Begin when you're ready.
Judges ready? Opponent ready? I'll be beginning my time now. I'd like to start this off with a brief evaluation of framework or why we believe this debate should be decided. I'll then move into a line-by-line rebuttal, followed by recapping my case and ending it off with going back to the framework. Now, we believe this debate should be decided by a cost-benefit analysis framework. We believe this is important as we should simply weigh the costs and benefits of this policy. Now, I'd like to go over my opponent's case. My opponent's first contention, subpoint A and subpoint B, she stated that there would be more opportunity for people to go to college. This is not true though, as we know in the scoping, the way it would work is the maximum tuition would start at the highest possible tuition or the highest possible tuition rates in the United States. It would then only increase with inflation. So this means that people won't have more opportunities to college as it's not decreasing the price of college. And my opponent's second contention, subpoint A and subpoint B, they stated that people would have the ability to go to better colleges though. I already stated how this is not true, but also they did not define better colleges. They say people would be able to go to things like Harvard, but Harvard aren't necessarily better colleges. There are many colleges out there that are cheaper and more affordable, as well as trade school and mentorships. My opponent's third contention, subpoint A and subpoint B, they talked about how it would be a better society. We have shown, though, that this is all based on saying that more people would go to college. We've shown, though, as this is not the case. I've already talked to you about this won't decrease the price of college, as well as we've shown a 2008 Hemelt and Marcotte study that showed that a change in college tuition did not have an impact on college enrollment. I'd like to recap my case real quick. Our first contention, we talked about how college is not the only choice, showing how there are many other options other than college, or subpoint A, B, and C. In our second contention, subpoint A and B, we talked about degree devaluation and degree inflation, showing how if everyone started getting college degrees, they would have less value. Overall, we can see that the costs of implementing this proposal are far greater than the benefits, which is why we urge you to cast your ballot for con side. Thank you. I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we're going to go into our second rebuttal speech. I have 4 minutes on the clock. Begin when you're ready.
All right, I will begin my time now. I'm going to start with just a quick discussion of disagreements within framework and then move on to a line-by-line rebuttal. So while my opponent believes that we should be using cost-benefit analysis to frame this debate, I personally believe that we should be using a two worlds analysis to frame this debate. This is because both of these policies, whether pro or con, will result in a different world, one being the status quo world and one being a different world, the pros world. The world that can be shown to be a better world is the one that is better for all of the people, which is why I believe that this should be judged based off of a two worlds analysis framework. To move into line-by-line rebuttal, my opponent's first contention spoke about how college is not for everyone. In subpoint A, they said college might not be the best choice, that people could go to things such as trade school or mentorships. While these are great opportunities for many people, this does not account for people who college just simply is the better choice for them, whether that is based off of their career path or based off of their individual learning style. My opponent's first contention does not account for those who do specifically want to go to college. As in their subpoint B, they stated statistics of people who believed college was worth it and who believed it helped them gain better jobs. And they argue that due to a fact that more and more people thought that college was not worth it or did not help them to gain better jobs, college is not necessarily the right choice. However, once again, this does not account for the large percentage of people in which college is the better choice, in which the pro world is a world that can benefit them. They also stated in their subpoint C that enrollment went down from 2019 to 2020. However, this does not account for the change of college enrollment due to COVID-19, which I believe was a major impact in the enrollment within colleges and is thus an unfair statistic to cite. And then in their second contention, they discussed degree inflation and oversaturation. However, this is only a hypothetical thing that has been suggested. It has not been shown to exist in the real world. Several countries have extremely high rates of college education, but have not faced degree or job inflation. The fact of the matter is, with more people who are educated, more jobs are created. More educated people invent new things or even entirely new fields of study, the more jobs for highly educated people open up. As you can see, my opponent has presented a case that results in a world in which people cannot necessarily pay for their college, have to choose a college or passion that they truly are not passionate about due to the price, and have colleges that are homogenous due to the fact that only certain people can afford them. It is due to these reasons why I urge you to cast your vote for the pro. I will end my time now. Thank you.
Fantastic. We are now going to go into a period of prep time. I have 2 minutes on the clock beginning now. And that concludes our prep time for summary. We are now going to go into our first summary speech, which I have 3 minutes on the clock for. Begin when you're ready.
Judges ready? Opponents ready? I will be beginning my time now. Now, in the summary, I'll give you a summary of my summary. I will go through the framework, I will go through my opponent's case, I will give a quick recap of my case, and I will also give a list of voters and impacts. Now, we disagreed on the framework, but I will side with my opponent's framework because she has the two worlds analysis and I have the cost benefit analysis. And the better world is the world with the more pros and cons. And so my framework will work with hers and my case will work with her framework. And so I'm siding with her framework for the rest of the debate. Now, in her contention one, for her case, I have these quick notes to leave you with at the end of the debate. For her subpoint A, I will elaborate that more on the next subpoint A, and it's same with the subpoint B. I will elaborate more on the subpoint C in the next subpoint B in the next subpoint B, because I believe the two are kind of tied together. For the subpoint A, that schools like Harvard, the better schools, are actually worse for learning because the professors are there studying, doing studies, and are busy with their studies and expect everyone to be straight A students and very smart, when you could go to a trade school, which is cheaper, faster, and still amazing with education, and be taught by someone smart but would understand the struggles of school and be able to relate to you. For both subpoints Bs, if it helps open up the bigger colleges so much, the smaller colleges would go out of business because everyone would go to the better colleges. For her contention 3, she says that it would help have a more educated economy, but as we've shown, there are many places to get a good education for everyone, such as trade school. And she say that you want to pursue your passion, and people can pursue their passion elsewhere, such as trade school or a less expensive college. She says some people want to go to college. There are cheaper colleges out there that offer education that may even be better than Harvard for reasons I have already shown. Also, she says that my case is hypothetical. Yet, isn't her case hypothetical? For as far as I know, it has not been implemented anywhere else in the world. And even if it has been, we still don't know if it would work for us. Also, my opponent says that the degree devaluation wouldn't happen. And I agree with her. It wouldn't happen because her proposal would not work. Because as I have shown with the Marcotte study, the DeLaw study, and the Student Clearinghouse Research Center, and with all these studies, that people are changing their minds, and that tuition it has very little to do with what people actually take into account to go into college. This is why I urge you to vote for the con side, for the better side, for the better world. I leave this with you as my final testament of this debate.
All right, we're going to go into our final summary speech. I've got 3 minutes on the clock when you're ready.
All right, judges ready? Opponents ready? I will go ahead and begin my time now. I'm just going to go ahead and summarize my case, starting with the fact that my opponent did yield to the two worlds framework. So once again, I believe that this debate should be judged within that analysis. My first contention was opportunity, subpoint A. Tuition cap would allow more opportunities for low-income students. Subpoint B, diversion of federal funding could allow funding to provide new opportunities. My second contention was school improvement. Subpoint A, being that once again, more low-income students would mean a more diverse campus college, and that subpoint B, this money could possibly be diverted to lower-income universities who are in greater need of the funding, allowing them to better the schools. My third and final contention was societal improvement, subpoint A being that more people would be able to get college education, and subpoint B being that more people would be able to follow specifically their passions, something that my opponent agreed was extremely important. As you can see, the pro provides a world with more opportunity for people, regardless of financial background, to go to a college of their choosing and to follow a career path of their choosing, something that they're passionate about. It allows for more diverse schools and more funding to go to lower income schools that need that funding to provide important campus facilities as well as paying professors. Finally, it allows for a better society overall with a higher rate of education and higher rate of educated people overall. It is for these reasons why I urge you to cast your vote for the pro. Thank you very much, and I will end my time.